and do my next few. So I'm gonna do 25 and 30, 35. Maybe I'll get down to 40 just to be safe here. All right, so now I can kind of see this pattern. I don't need to go back and do all the work, but I can see this is plus 5, plus 5, plus 5, plus 5. So I know it's gonna be 70. 30 is gonna be 75. 35 is gonna be 80. And 40 is gonna be 85. And if I want to confirm that just to be safe here, 40 times 1 would be 40, plus 45 is 85, so that works. So this one, I'm basically adding 12.5 each time for Emil. So as I go through, plus 12.5, plus 12.5, plus 12.5, plus 12.5, I'm just gonna do that over here. So I'm gonna do 50 plus 12.5. Remember to line up my decimal points. So I'm gonna have this here, decimal point, 2, so 62.5. Take that 62.5 and then add that to our 62.5 plus another 12.5. Got 10, 5, and 7, 75. Ooh, look at that, interesting. See that? I think I'm gonna stop here because both of them at 30 seconds are gonna be at 75 meters. So interesting, do you see that? So if we did just give this head start and they just walked, after 30 seconds, they would be at the exact same place. That's an important thing to look at. So let's take a look back at what we were just asked to do. Part A, how long should the race be so that Henri will win in a close race? Okay, so Henri is the little brother. We need to think about this for a minute. If the race is 75 meters, it's gonna be a tie. We want it to be close. So based on this, the race would only take 30 seconds. Again, this is such a key part here. They're gonna be equal at that point. So if the race is 75 meters, then they would tie. If the race is 25 meters, or sorry, if the race is 70 meters, in this case, it's not gonna be that close. You see, he's still gonna be a ways behind. He'd be about 7.5 meters behind. So probably somewhere between these two, I think would be good. So somewhere, I would say, like, for part A here, to answer that question, so probably greater than 70 meters, but less than 85. Oh, not less than 85, less than 75. So probably even if we had a 74 meters, that would be ideal because then the little brother would actually still win. So hopefully that makes sense because the question asks, how long should the race be so that Henri will win the close race? Again, we see that 74 meters looks like it's gonna be ideal because if it was a little bit longer, it would be that the older brother would win. So 74 meters is a pretty good option there. Now, for part B, look what it says. Describe your strategy for finding your answer to question A. Give evidence to support your answer. Well, I kind of did all that work, and if you did that work with me, you can see that what I did is I worked to work with the rates that they gave me, and I actually created those rates in meters per second. I turned those rates into equations, and you see how we came with Emil. His is going to be distance is equal 2.5 times time, and then Henri's is going to end up being distance is equal 1 times t plus 45 for that extra head start he got. And I used those, and I created a table to put in different increments of time. So every 5 seconds, put times in there to figure out at what point that ended up being that they would tie. And so that would be me showing that work. I might write a couple sentences to explain that out, but that would be the bulk of how we would solve this problem. So 7th grade, nice and quick one for our first day of this distance learning. Hopefully it made some sense. Again, if you're stuck, you're not sure how things went, go back and watch it again and listen to some things that were said. But all you have tonight is for ACE work is just question 1, and it's pretty straightforward. And you know what we do? We always preview that question as well. So let's do that right now. All right, so here it is, question 1. It says here, Grace and Allie are going to meet at the fountain near their houses. They both leave their house at the same time. Allie passes Grace's house on her way to the fountain. Allie's walk is 2 meters per second. Grace's walking rate is 1.5 meters per second. So they're both going this way to meet at the fountain. So look what it says there, part A. how many seconds will it take Allie to reach the fountain? So if Allie's here to here, how long will it take her? Okay, and look how far it is. See, Allie's house, 200 meters to get to here. Then question B, suppose Grace's house is 90 meters from the fountain. So if her house is just 90 meters here, who will reach the fountain first, Grace or Allie? That means that they left the house at the exact same time, who would get there? So you're really doing something very, very similar to what we just got done doing with the information about the race for Henri and Emile. Now you're testing the walking rates for Allie and for Grace to see who's going to get to the fountain first. Again, when it comes to explaining your reasoning, to that same kind of table that we just made, and that will really give you a good heads up. All right, guys. Hopefully that was pretty clear. If you have any questions or you're not sure about it, you can talk to me during the office hours that I'll be having later on today. But look forward to a video a day for this first week. We're trying this out. I'm going to get your feedback. Like I said, look for a video a day to kind of sort out what would be classwork so that you know what to do for the ACE work. And just so you clarify, the ACE work, what you're going to do is you're going to take a picture of it and we're going to turn it into Google Classroom. So take a screenshot of it or a picture of it, upload it to your Google Drive, and then turn it in that way. That way I'll keep giving you guys credit for your work. All right? Hang in there, guys. I know this is kind of a weird time, but we're going to do the best we can. All right?